No? Yes. Okay, we're halfway there. Now I got an echo. Is this better? You guys can hear me now? How amazing. The irony is not lost on me on all of this right now. I talked for 10 minutes during the pre show. What was I talking about? I wanted to put the number of days since last incident in which the volume on the music was super loud to begin with. So maybe I can just like chalk that up as not an incident. But then I was talking forever and nobody heard a thing. The show slowly. So good. All right, well, hello, welcome to Whimsy Nooners. God, this is so good. All right, day since last incident, 0. All right, could I get? All right, so maybe I put a magnet right here, and then I get some numbers, and I can just stick kitschy with the number of days since last incident. Like that could be a thing. That would be interesting. All right. Before we get the show started, I've been trying to figure out like this monologue thing, right? The moment before the show actually starts, and I don't think I could write a monologue every week. I gotta fix my chair. So I'm like, let's think of some ideas. And then I happen to get this email, right? So like before the show starts, like maybe I can answer a couple like question and answers or read some emails. So we got email that says, uh, let's see, happy Monday and happy birthday tomorrow to Joyce Ann. So happy birthday, Joyce Ann, tomorrow. Like, can I charge people like $1 and I'll do like a birthday shout out for you? Like, that'd be cool. Mom, I need $1. Happy birthday. Good days, man. We had a good day yesterday. I guess that could go into this segment. Let's get the show started. I'll tell you a little bit about yesterday. Getting to know me. It's what I've been up to all week. Not a lot. It's a pretty chill day. We're on the road to 100 still. Yesterday, hung out with some family. We had some bomb chicken. Hung out. Good day, really, for the most part. Like nothing crazy, no podcasting. It was just hanging out. Sophie, life of the party, running around. Dude, this kid's laugh. The laugh of a 4 year old is one of the coolest things in the world. And then all that changes when her and JJ running around, rolling around on the grass. Boom. For whatever reason, leave it to like I don't know, but they roll over onto a bee. So Sophie got stung by a bee, or she fell on a bee. JJ feels really bad, but she was okay. She had a big thing of ice cream. My mom took the stinger out. It was like this big, like give or take. Uh, so yeah, that was a thing. Found out she's not allergic to bees, which is a good thing. Because that'd be my luck to be like, gee, I'll get all puffy. Um, Road to 100. We didn't have Liam yesterday for 98. Tagged in Megan. For the most part, fantastic episode. Very much enjoyed it. Ben was going through some stuff, and it was kind of cool to be able to talk it out a little bit. But uh, Episode 100. We got one more episode. Liam may or may not be on 99. I have no idea. But the idea for 100 is going to be very making hay. So, Tom and Steve Dave episodes 11 and 12, like 15 years ago. They recorded a bunch of stuff when they went to a flea market. They played it, and then they would pause it and comment on it. So, we're going to do something very similar to that. I have recordings from the car that are almost 2 years. They're a week shy of 2 years exactly to the day. So when we record, it'll be 2 years and a week old. They're old car recordings, so they sound like garbage. So I had to edit them a little bit. I had some drama with the computer because for whatever reason the volume just likes to slide all over the place. I guess a bunch of dead air because I'm driving and stuff. So I have about four different sections. Get them trimmed down to like just under an hour, I think. So Liam and I are gonna do that. Then we got some other stuff that we're gonna do for episode 100. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be fun. If any of you guys want to be part of episode 100, shoot me an email at whimsy at chasingthewhimsy.com or chasingthewhimsy at gmail.com with a recording. Thank you. If you want to do video, I'll throw a fucking video. Maybe I can't throw a video in there because it's a podcast. Send me an audio. Some congratulations. Happy to be on 100. Favorite 5 episodes. I don't care. Just send me anything and we'll put them in the episodes. So um, that's all I've been doing. No, I lied. There was a sleep stream last week. Last Monday, I get home. I am having a blast listening to episode 97, editing it. Liam was fantastic. That was such a fun episode. Amazing. And it's cool because it's perfect for what those last 5 episodes are, right? The road to 100 and episode 100. If you're new, listen to those. It is like a perfect representation of fun that Liam and I have. He was trying to like buy me out. He wants me to buy him out. He wants to take the logo. I have to report as of today, I have there's a lot of old car recording. I got like there's got to be 40 of these recordings. Some of them are like complete garbage. A couple of them, the format got corrupted, so I can't listen to them. I have a general idea of where. So, okay, here's a quick background. Episode 97. Liam is trying to like bail out. He wants to take the logo. Whimsy ends and he quits at 300. But then there was this argument, and it doesn't really matter, but it really does to me. Okay, for the show, right? Uh, for the purposes of the podcast, fine. The lore could be that Liam came up with picks. Now, because it was episode 6, we recorded it. He threw it out there. I'll give him like credit for introducing picks, but the idea of picks was mine. So I deep dove looking for these recordings. I talked to him in the car about it, and it would only make sense that I recorded it. I cannot find it. So now I look like a crazy person. There are a handful of other recordings I got to find, see if I can find one that's not corrupt. Because I have, oh, I should have a version, the corrupt file. I wonder if I have a version before it corrupted. So I did that. So like, and I think here's the problem. I think it is the smugness of this kid taking like 100% credit for it and then being like, you're an idiot. I think that's what did it for me. And I have to prove him wrong. And now I look like a crazy person because I cannot find that recording. But we all know it was me. So I got to find proof. That's all I've been doing is listening to a bunch of old stuff. Um, there is one more absolutely amazing thing that I found. It is one of the scariest things that could possibly have happened. Can't tell you until the very, very end. Okay. Keep you in some suspense for a second. It is like hauntingly like creepy and weird, but it is still one of the best things that I found, and I can't wait to do more of it. So hang out like 30 more minutes. We'll be there. I got to take my car in for an oil change. I'm going to keep this thing hopefully. I always say that. Every time I say that, boom, 20 minutes over. But yeah, that's all we're doing is just a lot of road to 100 work. I worked on myself a couple of days this week. It is what it is. Um, Creating some new merch, working on some recording, some comic book stuff. So just a bunch of like little projects and stuff. No drama anywhere. All right. So all is good. I am happy with everything right now. We're in a good place. We're moving forward. Lamb, we'll see what happens with 99. Really good chance, 50-50 if he's even on it. But 100, he will definitely be here. In that episode, like he says, he comes in, it's a banger. So it'll be a fun episode. That's all I got for you guys for
Go
getting to know
check
me.
out Chasing the Whimsy, the
That's love.
podcast, available today on your favorite podcast platforms. Chasing the Whimsy, where a 40-year-old father and his two kids take a whimsical journey of fun stories and educating each other about their respective generation. Generation X squares off with Generation Z to try to connect and find an understanding between generations 30 plus years apart. They'll journey through the past and track their journey as they find out who they'll grow up to be. Again, that's Chasing the Whimsy, available today on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube as well, and you can also find the show and learn more about the hosts at chasingthewhimsy.com. Chasing the Whimsy, ChasingTheWhimsy, Chasing the Whimsy, the podcast. Many episodes up for you to listen to already. Go stream, download, and subscribe today. You can also connect and follow on Twitter at Chase the Whimsy and on Instagram and TikTok at Chasing the Whimsy.
It was like 2 weeks that had the shorter, like the 15-second shorter version of that ad. And I know every week I talk about it, and I just never change it because it's all copy paste. Or no, it's save as, and then I just change the date and I just redo all the slides. So absolutely like so lame because I don't know. I'm gonna try shorten it up a little bit. We know the socials is in the description. All right, here's what I've been watching this week. You're cordially invited. I think it was on Amazon. It's advertised as like this rom com, right? So like we've seen a bunch of these rom coms recently, right? Where like Brooke Shields and some other guy double book a wedding and then they fall in love again, or like, and it's like legit rom com. This one got a little bit more on like the jokey side. It was more like a hard comedy and not so much a rom com. It wasn't bad, but in no way was it good. So you take what you want out of that. Will Ferrell is doing some cool stuff. Reese Witherspoon, interestingly, a funny lady. She was Sweet Home Alabama. She did a couple with Paul Rudd and somebody, Owen Wilson. Like she does like the rom com thing, but this one she played it for some jokes. She's a little bit over the top. It was different to see her in that role, but again, it's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. I don't expect most of you to ever watch this movie. But there were some moments. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if it was that good. Hold on. There was like a couple of beats that were okay. There was a little bit of heart in it. Like there's more of like the father daughter relationship. There's some heart in there, but for the most part, like it's a pretty like if you add it to your list of maybe one day if it's quiet, but it's gonna be that one that gets pushed further and further down. But yeah, this was all over some of the pop culture websites I was seeing. Just advertisings everywhere for it. They put a bunch of money into the marketing for it, and I don't know why because it was okay. I'm on this nostalgia tour, right? So this idea of looking back, right? For like Ben, right? So Ben's going on this tour where he wants to just like look backwards. SNL 50, man. Like I don't know if it's the universe being like, keep going, Ben, but SNL is just pumping out a bunch of just looking back material. Peacock has a 4-part documentary. I hope they add more to it. But then they have this one, which was the 50 years of music of SNL. I think it's like an hour and a half long. The first 10 minutes is amazing. Like they they took a bunch of songs from people and they put them next to each other and like overlaid it and just they did some really interesting things in the because they did a little their version of a montage basically of here are and it was like it was seriously like 10 minutes long because they've had so many different musical acts and then you bring in the rest of the documentary is just talking about where it started, uh, some of the controversies that they've had, um, some of the artists that blew up partly because of SNL, and then I just absolutely love it is they have all the old footage going all the way like John Belushi was real big into the music stuff in the earlier because he was a year one I think. Yeah, he was a year one back in like 74. Wait, 74, duh, 50 years. So like, oh, I don't watch Saturday Night Live. I like a couple of clips. I only watch episodes based off of who the guest is for the day. But other than that, I don't watch it religiously. But I absolutely love everything that they're doing for 50. Like, absolutely amazing. Listen to episode 98. I'm kind of like my whole thing about why we're doing the podcast coming up on 100, the whys. A lot of it is the same thing 50 years ago. Lorne Michaels wasn't like, hey, let's just keep all these recordings and all these interviews because in 50 years we're going to put this sweet documentary together. He just had like it's interesting. Maybe I can get Lauren Michaels on. Could I do that? That would be my Emmy for my ingot. But it's just fascinating to me that somewhere, because back in like the 70s, even they were just recording over everything. That's all they did. That's why there's like old lost television that you can't find because they just kept recording over it. Absolutely, like I don't know. They just had the premiere. They're only like 5 or 6 weeks in, so we got a bunch more time. I would love to see what the rest of. I hope they keep putting out more SNL material because it is 50 years. It is part of pop culture. Like we all know it. We don't necessarily watch it, but it is just fascinating to see the journey that they've had on multiple levels. The original auditions, the music, cowbell. They did an hour on the writers' room. Like I don't really care about the writers' room, but if they had old footage of like everybody running around and like, oh, absolutely amazing. Like I wish I had more cameras, like just around, just constantly recording. I do have a camera in my living room. So instead of, so instead of pointing it out the door for security purposes, I'm just going to repurpose my home security system to like weird old grainy black and white. There's, I don't think there's sound on it. How funny would that be? 50 years from now, you guys are going to be like, hey guys, year one, year two, here's a bunch of black and white photos I've been working on the podcast. Oh, that's amazing. SNL, man, they're still going. They had some huge dip years though. Like, I don't know if it's nearly as popular as it used to be, but they have a decent cast now. Look for any of the SNL 50 material, any of it, minus the writers' room, which is okay. They're all big. They're fantastic watches. Definitely watch episode one of 50 and beyond. That's where they had all the original auditions. They were fantastic. All right, here's okay. Again, it's probably not even the universe, right? It's just I'm focused on going backwards and looking at the nostalgia tour. I'm going to look at what Ben is like, all the like the past of Ben. So maybe just because of that mindset, I'm just noticing more documentaries, year ones of everything. So maybe that's why I found Tom Green documentary, and because I like Tom Green. Okay, um, we've talked about it before. It was a show that, for all intents and purposes, was barely good. It was pre Jackass, um, but like mom and I used to watch it and just laugh at the absurdity of this guy. And it's weird because I don't know if there's a new guy who came out and did everything Tom Green did. I don't know if we would enjoy him as much. But there was a moment in time in which he just resonated with like my mom and me, and then like it was just fantastic. So I like it. I like Tom Green. I always have. This documentary though follows his entire like the okay. Let's see. It covers everything. He originally started as a rapper in Toronto. Then was he was making he won an award for rap or whatever. And then he's a skateboarder, and then he was doing like weird stunts and tricks and stuff. And then somehow through his shenanigans, he gets a public access show. Does like 2 years of it. MTV finds it. They rerun some of the old stuff. They give him a new show. They fly him out to New York. So now he's working in New York. And just, oh, those bits that he did, that he painted his parents' house plaid. Oh, it was so funny. But yeah, it's just he has footage of all of it. That's all he did. He, God, I don't even know what year that would have been. I watched this stupid thing. It was like 98, 99 ish. Like this idea that this kid recorded everything. He had no idea what was going to happen. but he just knew he needed to record and just be him, and then that fucking paid off. So kudos. There's a scene in there too. Boxes, like hallway full of boxes filled with old VHSs because he recorded everything. When I was 20, if I started the podcast, would it have been as weird? Probably not, because like I don't know. I'm a little bit behind the curve. Is basically what I'm saying. Um, it was good. It was a fantastic documentary. I liked it. It wasn't um, Will and Harper like it. You know, it's obviously two completely different topics. But if you have any like for Tom Green, he's still the same funny person. He bought a ranch up in Canada. He's got a dog, Charlie. He's living his life, but yeah, he follows his whole career, marrying Drew Barrymore. I don't think it got into the divorce, but then COVID, and then he moved off and what he's doing now. Uh, it's on Amazon. This one put on your list towards the top. I can knock this thing out somewhere. It's a very cool, interesting watch. Um, I don't know. Again, it was just good. And then, like I said, he was doing stand up. So he's going on tour a little bit. He does this. I got a mule. It was enjoyable. It wasn't like super like. It's very Tom Green. So in 30 years, the man hasn't changed at all. He's not as like the shock factor stuff. Like he's not doing that much anymore. But his like his sense of humor, like it's still there. He still can work a crowd. It was fine. It was fine enough. It's not going to win any awards or anything, but if you back to back them, also on Amazon, if you do the documentary and you watch the stand up, they they pair well together. I don't think I have anything else watching wise. We're just cruising through this week. What's in my pocket? Fell down this rabbit hole. Oh, okay, I didn't fall down this rabbit hole. Liam brought it up. Okay, what we're gonna briefly, just brief again. This is just a quick rabbit hole, right? Episode 78 is probably one of the most underrated episodes. Partly because I think Liam's like, no one talk about it. Absolutely an amazing episode. Episode 78. Liam lost in the lucid back rooms. It was like an hour 15, and for like 30 minutes we just talked about, I don't remember what the hell we talked about in the beginning, and then he goes into this story. Okay, absolutely loved it because I'm familiar with the back rooms. He has this dream. He broke his thumb. He says the dream was predict towards the end. He's like, I'm predicting the future. So um he so this idea that he lucid dreams, right? So he has these dreams, and instead of dreaming looking downward at yourself into the dream, like he's in the dream interacting, like he's doing everything in the dream, and he's like fully aware of his actions. He's in a field, he sees a mirror with a and then in the mirror it's not him, it's a version of him. There's a doorknob on the mirror. He opens it, wakes up, and then like he falls, wakes up, goes back to sleep, and then he's in the back rooms. Okay, we keep talking about the back rooms. A lot of people are like, I don't know what the hell the back rooms are. What is this thing? And I tried to half explain it once before. I probably did it no justice. But this idea that Liam is in this dream, and I'll show you what the back rooms are in a second. But he's lost in this like endless area place, and he's encountering like shadow monsters, and there's a legend, and but we don't know who the legend is. He sees like it's like very Coraline, where he sees versions of friends and family, but he knows that they're not the friends and family because they're all like shadowy still. The weirdest part about it, right, is like he indicated that some stuff was going on in life at school or at home. The dreams help identify it. So he wakes up and then changes some things. Okay. And then he goes back in and eventually he gets out. The weirdest thing about this whole thing, and I think we kind of half glossed over it, was as a episodic lucid dream that he's had for like 10 weeks, he's interacting with like different versions of friends and family. And there was a moment, right, where he's like, I even saw grandpa, like my dad, which is like really ironic because like we haven't seen that guy in like 5 times. Like Lane's probably only seen him like 6 times, like ever in 13 years. And the idea that he's like, I know who that was. But then he's like, and I'm like, where am I at? And then Lane was like hard noticeably was like, you weren't there. So like, what does that mean? I don't know. Uh, Interesting story. So today, as we talk about the back rooms, I mentioned before it was a creepy pasta, right? There was this image of a video of this picture on the back rooms. Okay, there was an image of it, and people start coming up with like some lore of where this place is, and it kind of has just exploded over the years, and it's one singular image has found an amazing life on the internet. If most millennials who play on the internet know of the back rooms. They don't know the whole history of it or whatever, but everybody has a general idea of what the back rooms are. So, for those of you who are not familiar with the back rooms, I have a very dude. This is so much fun. All right, so I'm going to give a very small presentation about what the back rooms are. I'll give you an update of where the back rooms are, and then I'll tell you what the creepiest thing that's happened that I mentioned earlier in the show. All right, so hang out for a second. Let's give you guys a full screen and play. Stand by. The endless liminal dread, tracing the origin and cultural ascent of the backrooms. The internet is a fertile ground for the genesis and evolution of modern mythologies, and few are as compelling and unsettling as the backrooms. What began as a simple, unnervingly familiar image quickly spiraled into a complex collaborative world-building project, captivating the online imagination and solidifying its place in pop culture. Tracing the origin of the backrooms reveals not only its unique appeal, but also highlights the enduring human fascination with the liminal, the uncanny, and the inherent fear of the unknown. The genesis of the backrooms can be pinpointed to a 4chan post in May 2019. The image, a seemingly unremarkable photograph of a slightly skewed, empty office space with a low-hanging, yellow-tinged ceiling and a worn patterned carpet, was accompanied by the simple, chilling caption, "If you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the back rooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, and endless background noise of fluorescent lights at their buzzing maximum." This seemingly innocuous image, imbued with the weight of unsettling familiarity and the promise of endless claustrophobic dread, struck a nerve. The power of the initial image lies in its inherent liminality. The space depicted is recognizably mundane, a place we might encounter in a corporate office building, a forgotten wing of a school, or even a poorly lit store. However, this familiarity is distorted, the usual markers of normalcy stripped away. There are no desks, no chairs, no people, only the unsettling repetition of the same space extending infinitely. This creates a sense of disquiet, tapping into the unsettling feeling we sometimes experience in dreams or during moments of deja vu, where where the normal rules of reality seem to subtly bend. The ambiguity of the backrooms allows for a multitude of interpretations, contributing to its subsequent growth. The concept of no clipping out of reality, borrowed from video game terminology, provides a fantastical explanation for the terrifying transition. This connection to gaming, alongside the inherent sense of exploration and discovery, resonated strongly within internet communities, particularly those already familiar with the concept of creepypasta and other forms of online horror. Following the initial post, the backrooms grew organically, fueled by collaborative storytelling. Individuals began creating their own iterations of the space, expanding the lore beyond a single area. New levels were imagined, each with unique characteristics, dangers, and entities. These levels ranged from seemingly endless office corridors to sprawling pools of darkness, from labyrinthine warehouses to distorted versions of familiar environments. This collaborative world building allowed the backrooms to evolve from a single unsettling image into a vast, interconnected, and internally consistent universe of dread. The backrooms appeal also lies in its utilization of specific horror tropes. The concept of a liminal space, a between place that feels both familiar and alien, taps into a primal fear of being lost, isolated, and outside of the natural order. The repetitive, monotonous environments contribute a sense of psychological unease, reflecting the dehumanizing aspects of modern corporate life. The various entities and monsters that were imaginatively introduced further amplify the feeling of vulnerability and the unknown. Furthermore, the backroom's success can be attributed to its adaptability across various mediums. Videos, podcasts, games, and even short films have explored the lore, each adding new dimensions and interpretations to the ever-expanding mythos. The simplicity of the core concept allows for creative freedom, fostering a community of artists, writers, and game developers eager to delve into the unsettling world the Backrooms offers. In conclusion, the Backrooms originated from a single, unsettling image that tapped into a collective unconscious fear of the unknown, the liminal, and the mundane. Its growth in pop culture is a testament to the power of collaborative world building and the enduring human fascination with the unsettling. The Backrooms is more than just a creepypasta. It's a modern myth, an evolving narrative that continues to capture the imagination by offering a glimpse into a world perpetually on the precipice of reality. A testament to the enduring power of liminal dread. As long as the internet continues to foster creativity and the human mind seeks to explore the limits of reality, the Backrooms will likely continue to haunt the edges of our collective consciousness. Now, hold on, let me get my screens back here. So that's what the Backrooms are. All right, so it gives a little bit more context of Liam's story. He's lost in this hallways and rooms that just never end. He ran for hours. There's corners everywhere. There's shadow thing like just peeking in at him. They said in 2019 is where the image originally came up, and this goes into the lost media fascination that I have. Is that in 2019 there's this image with that caption, and then the internet they make creepy pastas and they build stories and they build the lore around this picture, which is fantastic. But then there's a subsection of the community who's like, I want to know where this picture was taken. From 2019 to about 6 months ago, nobody had any idea where this picture came from. You got people on the internet taking the image and through technology, like they're looking at the raw data of the picture. Where did it come from? Then they found out that it was over time. They're like, we know what camera it was taken on, and we know that it was a picture taken in 2009. But it, it doesn't give a location of anything. So for years, like was it like 4.5 years, 5 years? Uh, the people on the screen, Farrell McGuire, he did a video on it where he went deep dive. It was a more recent deep dive of the Backrooms. The other names on the bottom are people from 4chan, a couple different other forum sites. Um, but there's this community of people, of investigators, trying to find out where this picture originated from. And it is absolutely like it blows my mind that one random image creates all of this interest of where did it come from. And then like this, and then the other side of it, of the idea that you could take this image and like endless ideas of where this room is, what stories are there, what's behind the corner. um, the Backrooms is probably one of the more famous lost media and internet um, creepypastas, probably next to Slender Man, Jeff the Killer, are probably like they're up there. Like if you want to know anything about lost media or creepypastas, Backrooms is the one everybody knows. So introduce you guys to a little bit to the Backrooms. So the these people on screen, they're investigating, they're trying. Um, a lot of people are like they're analyzing it, right? So if we go back and actually look at some of the picture of it, right? People are like trying to figure out where, because uh, you just Google it, the picture of it. The ceiling, the walls don't go to the ceiling, and then there's this weird outlet here, and people are like trying to figure it out. And for like 5 years, people are like, "I found it," but it's not. Like they're just it's similar, and it's just crazy how much energy and time people put into finding this original image. But with enough internet sleuthing, we found it. I'm not part of the community other than I enjoy fucking lost media and creepypastas. I came in late, but uh, I think it's a it's a big win for lost media, for just the unknown. They found out that it is Revolutionary Raceway. We got pictures of it. We got the address of it. Someone eventually found the home of it. They originally, so the walls, right? Because they're like the walls don't go to the top. So as they investigate more, they're like, what kind of building has sections but doesn't the walls don't go to the roof? And they found out it was an old a department store based a kind of thing where it showcased like a second IKEA, right? Where all those little sections were different room setups. The owner of the place was like, "Yeah, this was our place before they demoed it and then turned it into like a stock car racing place." Absolutely amazing. I don't like anybody interested in like the weird unknown. Gotta make you feel good, right? It When you get into lost media, you like it because the idea that this captured an entire generation of the internet. Like it's weird because you have mixed feelings about it. You're like, nobody want like you almost want nobody to find it, but you want people to find it. It gives me the fascination of why I want to make lost media, like old kitschy cams or old like just putting stuff on the internet. Because one day, if I take all my mind pockets and I just put them on a website for with no context and there's nothing on it, most of the mind pockets don't identify anything of this podcast, right? It's only in the explanation that you know that it's Jason the Whimsy. So if I just take the raw recordings and just put them on the internet, people are like, "Well, that's dumb. That's stupid." But if I put enough of them out there, and like 5 or 10 years from now, I could be the new Backrooms, and that just absolutely makes me happy. The idea that someone 5 years from now is like they're on the internet, they find a web page, YouTube channel that has 45 videos of just some guy talking. And then what happens is the internet makes it up. Like they build a creepy pasta around it of like I don't know. I'm not that creative. There's way more creative people out there to come to build a story and a narrative around this lost YouTube channel of just random recordings. Absolutely fascinating to me, and that's part of the reason why. Like, cause uh, like it's a weird internet famous in which I want zero recognition other than I want the internet to lose their mind for years trying to identify and find out where all this stuff came from. That's all I want. And then this sounds so fun to me. Oh, so that is the back rooms. Hopefully, it adds a little context of Liam's. Now, go back and listen to episode 78 again. Hopefully, it adds a little context of his story, why I'm freaking out, and like the scariness of it, right? Like Liam had goosebumps. He's retelling it. He does not want to go back to the back rooms. Like it was in a way like I don't say horrifying, but unsettling for sure. To being able to take your dream and incorporate it to life, and then like those moments of which you're walking around. Like if he's walking around the back rooms for 10 weeks and he can remember everything and he can acknowledge and recognize people. Maybe he hasn't fully thought about it yet, but like what is this idea of like I am not in anywhere in this dream of his? So now like has he fully acknowledged like what does that mean? Because he found meaning in everything in his story, in his dream, and he was able to fix some stuff. I don't know. It's absolutely amazing. Um, so much fun. Lost media of the backrooms. All right. So that is the backrooms. Now, the I don't have another slide for this. Hold on. Okay, we're just gonna just okay. The 5 minute reading the description and the history of the backrooms. If it sounded weird and it sounded like I read it like it was read too fast, that was 100% AI generated. AI generated the script, brief history of the backrooms essay, and they gave me that. The new system that I'm using for the podcast, Riverside, has a function for AI voice, in which I take the essay that I had AI generate for me, right? I paste it into this new river. What's the fuck is it? Riverside. Copy paste it, and what it did is fucking bonkers, man. AI took samples from the 5 or 6 podcasts that I've downloaded onto the site, onto this platform, and it has analyzed my voice and recorded an audio with my voice. Okay. Clearly, that was not me reading it. There's too many big words. I can barely read out loud. What is interesting is when I originally had the audio, it was 6.5 minutes long, 7 minutes. A couple of things that are super interesting about this is it makes long form content slightly easier for me. it's the idea that I have to come up with a script, record it, and then I have to attach pictures and videos to to put it all together. To the 5 minute version you saw is a very basic um, sample of larger projects that I would like to do. So now there's this idea that I can just AI generate a script. I can put it into the system, into the computer, and it would be me telling you about something. And then I just put the pictures on it. I don't have to worry about reading it and then recutting it. And then my vocabulary is already, for the most part, pretty limited. Awesome as a creator, but horrifying. The idea that, like, it's so crazy. I showed Kelly and Megan yesterday, and Kelly's like, "Oh, I know that's not your voice," but I'm like, "It's pretty close." If I keep using Riverside and I keep recording on it, so after this, go back and re-listen to it, because what else is like really haunting about it is it did read fast because I did edit it to cut out some of the pauses, right? But as it reads, what is interesting is I think it's copying it's learning and copying my speech patterns. Like how it is like the weirdest and creepiest thing I've ever like it's really haunting. You might like let it sit in for a couple of like for a day and just this idea that my voice can just be generated by some text. And if it keeps learn and if it is actually learning my speech patterns, like you can hear some of the raised voices and because it's trying to do something. The original script was 6.5 minutes long, and then I was able to edit out most of the pauses. So it took it like it didn't just read it straight. It added certain inflections and pauses that were not written. My fucking computer is like it's learning me. It is like it's amazing. It is. Uh, I'm gonna keep playing with it. Obviously, like it's a fantastic little tool. I absolutely love the idea that I can find a different topic, boom, put it out, and put a video together on it. But it is crazy that it's learning so much from me within just 4 recordings. Because all the recordings I've done recently have been me and Liam twice and Megan. So it's still like during that reading, it's not mixing me and Megan's voice in. We're not hearing two different voices. It's all Ben voice. I hear a little bit of myself in it, only because I go back and I listen and edit 100 episodes now. So like I have a general idea of what I sound ish like, and I think there are some. If I didn't tell you it was AI generated, you would have like for the most part believed that I pre-recorded that I pre-recorded it, and that's why it sounded a little pitchy and like all over the place. And I put it together. Absolutely not. It was 4 minutes worth of I throughout the whole presentation I gave you. I wrote 2 sentences, went to 2 sites, and I copy pasted. Amazing. I absolutely loved it. Like it's weird, man. And I just realized that I took this off the screen, so when I put it back up, it's going to start it back to the very beginning. Um, you're going to see more of it. Hit the chats, hit the comments. Let me know what you think. Episode 3. Liam and I had a discussion about AI because there was the writer actor strike. And some of the things they were fighting about was AI. A year and a half ago, when we started this podcast, none of these tools were available to me. And within a year and a half, for $12 a month, I can type whatever I want and it will produce that text in my voice. It's absolutely crazy. Um, it's fun from the creator aspect of it. Like I said, real life applications of this thing are just monstrously scary. Like if AI in a year and a half can do this, what does it do in another year and a half? We're already seeing scams, phone scams, where people are typing it in and they're getting the voice. So if any of you guys get a phone call that says, "Hey, mom, I'm in jail. Can you please wire me some money? Here's my email address." Don't send me any money. Okay. We'll have to figure out a secret password similar to Liam on the Run, right? We need code word that so that you know it's me. But I have 6 episodes with Grandma. I could absolutely put those in here, and I can have my grandmother say anything. I could like here, here's how sinister this gets. Nikki Rhiannon have a total of like 4 episodes each. I 100% go in there. I type it in that says, "Ben, you're right. You are the favorite." Send. Put that on the podcast and the internet forever. I won because I have a recording that says two of my sisters agreed that I was the favorite. And it would sound pretty close to it. Like it's, I don't know. So, when emails get leaked or old videos get leaked, right? They get hacked. So is it the excuse now is like, whoa, whoa, that's not me. Can you prove that wasn't AI generated? So like if anybody like if I like start live streaming a random like hate tank and there's no picture, it's not me. um, I'm not gonna lie. 100% I thought about doing an entire episode of a podcast with the AI thing. I don't know what it would be. I don't think I could type a fun enough story. The next Old Man episode, holy cow! There is a chance that the next Old Man episode I will AI generate, just because I would be curious on what it would sound like. It would still be my content because I had to type it in. That is absolutely disgusting to me. It's so scary. Like, oh, it's so easy. I can't believe it. And again, clearly that wasn't me because I just keep saying that. I just keep repeating the same 4 things in my vocabulary is that of a 4-year-old. Like, it's so much fun. Like, it's. I'll let you guys sit on that for a minute. I will continue using it. I'll let you know when more stuff happens. But that is the back rooms. Originated from an old department store before it got demoed into a slot car racing or stock car racing. And the image has scared the internet for years. Liam found himself in the in the back rooms, and I AI generated the entire presentation. Like, hold on, told you so I start over. God damn it, zero. Uh, we are done. I'm gonna go take my car in. But before we go, I gotta give some proper thanks to Andy, Nikki and her family, Megan and her family, Joyce Ann, happy birthday! Ender Frog EC1, Gooster, Violet, Anna, my dad, and Courtney. You guys do the Patreon. You do the $4 or the $10 tier. Thank you. It, it's fun for one. I appreciate the support. Uh, we're finding that the money is going to making cool stuff. We're also donating a portion of the paid members to a. Oh, I got a slide for that. Wait for it. As we're so, listen to the road to 100 and 100. The vision, the mission statement of Whimsy is let's have fun and help out the community and help out yours, right? So to do so, because we hear people all the time, hey, here's a good charity, do whatever. Do you donate to it? No. Whimsy 100% has already committed $500 to the holiday donation fund for the Title One school. I'm giving back to my community. We're building community here through the Patreon and the podcast, and the YouTube. We're just asking for a very small, $1 a week, less than $1 a week. No, it's not. Yeah, hold on. 12 months at $4 is $48. $1 a week is $52. So where's the missing $4? Whoa. So it's less than $1 a day or $1 a week. Like I know mathematically it works. Like there's an explanation. I'm trying to figure it out real quick. Hold on. I'm sorry. I get distracted with math problems. That is weird though. Sign up for the Patreon. Let's help raise some money for the kids. Um, Worst case, hit the free. See what we're about before you sign up. We're making some cool. We got blankets coming. We got some bags coming. Uh, we've seen coasters. Mom uses the coasters. Nikki just got hers yesterday. So any little bit of support. That's all we're looking for. Don't even do the $10. And to be fair, of the $10, I I don't even keep most of whatever happens on Patreon. Between the fees and the money going to the school and then the cost of like shipping and making everything, I'm not here to make it. I'm not looking for a new retirement plan. I'm just looking to get some support to do some fun and make some cool things. And then at the same time, make sure some kids get presents in the Christmas time. Um, I think I'm going to go hard this week and next week and just start texting people and being like, give me your $1 a week. Um, for us to hit the 500 goal, we technically need 55 members. We're going to be a little bit short by the time we get to 55 members, but there are on patreon.com/chasing the whimsy in the shop there is a digital uh, there's a $25 donation that says it's a donation and it puts your name on the live stream. Okay, that $25, all of it minus the fees will go to the kids. So if you're like, well, I don't want to see the membership every week or every month, I don't really want to subscribe to it, but you want to help the kids, now there's no excuses. We got free stuff. I haven't put anything behind a paywall. Or there's no exclusive content anywhere. Help kids get presents. Don't want to support Whimsy by itself? Boom, hit the $25 donation button. So, uh, it's a weird idea. I get it. But don't make me look like a fool. Like, let's not let November roll around and we're like $120 short. Let's get some people, show some support. It doesn't cost that much. Courtney, if we listen for anything about Courtney, is you have your vices and you're trying to stop them. But if you fall off the wagon and you start buying more Pokemon cards, you can 100% afford your $4 a month for me. That's one pack. All right. Let's keep making cool stuff. Let's give back to our community a little bit. Other than that, that's all we got for the show. I gotta drop my car off now. Thank you guys for hanging out. Happy birthday! Um, I just yelled that. Um, 100 is coming up. We're gonna have a blast. Watch the Tom Green show. Research just for like, it's a rabbit hole. If you're bored and you're on the internet, you're flipping through YouTube or TikTok, just type in the back rooms. Watch a couple of minutes about the back rooms. It's fascinating. And try and sleep well tonight, knowing that AI has advanced so much in a year and a half that it has learned my speech patterns and my voice. Super scary. You guys have a good night. Whimsy. Happy birthday.